This LOS is explain how a company's industry classification can be used to identify a potential peer group for equity valuation. Industry classification systems. Constructing a peer group. The steps in constructing a preliminary list of peer companies is as follows. There's 5 steps. Number 1, examine commercial classification systems if available to the analyst. These systems often provide a useful starting point for identifying companies operating in the same industry. Number 2, review the subject company's annual report for discussion of the competitive environment. Companies frequently cite specific competitors. Number 3, review competitors' annual reports to identify other potential comparable companies. Number 4, review industry trade publications to identify comparable companies. And finally, number 5, confirm that each comparable company derives a significant portion of its revenue and operating profit from a business activity similar to the primary business activity of the subject company. A quick practice question to check our understanding. With regard to forming a company's peer group, which of the following statements is not correct? A, comments from the management of the company about competitors are generally not used when selecting the peer group. 2, the higher proportion of revenue and operating profit of the peer company derived from business activities similar to the subject company, the more meaningful the comparison. C, comparing the company's performance measures with those for a potential peer group company is of limited value when the companies are exposed to different stages of the business cycle. Okay, not too difficult. Turn these into the true or false. So again, it says when it's not correct, I'm always going to underline that and give it a little star so that I know I'm getting my mind to think in the negative. And I might even write down here, I'm looking for the false, because it's easy when the adrenaline's going on the exam to get things mixed up in your head, and then I'm going to read them and I'm going to say, is that true or false? So the higher the proportion of revenue and operating profit of the peer company derived from the business activities similar to the subject company, the more meaningful the comparison. Yeah, true, absolutely. Comparing the company's performance measures with those of a potential peer group company is limited value when the companies are exposed to different stages of the business cycle. Yeah, that's true. If one company is in the early stage, one is in the mature stage, then making a comparison as a peer doesn't really make sense. Finally, we'll look at A, comments from the management of the company about competitors are generally not used. No, that's the wrong word there. They are generally used when selecting the peer group. Absolutely, we saw that. So that's the false one word making that sentence false. So A is correct because it is a false statement. Reviewing the annual report to find management's discussion about the competitive environment and specific competitors is a suggested step in the process of constructing a peer group. One last practice question to finish this LOS. When selecting companies for inclusion in a peer group, a company operating in 3 different business segments would A, be in only one peer group, B, possibly be in more than one peer group, or C, not be included in any peer group. Okay, that's a nice question to end on. B is correct. The company could be in more than one peer group depending on the demand drivers for the business segments, although the multiple business segments may make it difficult to classify the company. And that's the last slide for this LOS. Thank you.